Are you looking to make this year, 2025, the best year of your life? If so, would you like a shortcut, a cheat code, something to make it possible? Well, it's called 14 Nuggets of Wisdom for a Better Life. It's a free ebook, an exclusive podcast episode, and it's all for you. It's totally free. All you have to do is click the link at the top of today's show notes or head on over to the website, gritgraceinspiration.com, and get signed up today. Have you ever wished that you could have a do-over, a fresh start, a new beginning? You could just literally reinvent your life. You could start all over, throw it all away. Well, my friend, you don't have to wait for somebody to give you permission. No. Matter of fact, what I've learned in life is that the only permission that we need is the sunrise in the morning. Every day that a new day begins, the sun rises above the horizon. We've just been given the permission to start over, to make up our own rules, to do what we want with our life. So if you've been waiting for January 1st, have you been waiting for the first of the month, waiting for Sunday or Monday, my friend, you don't have to keep waiting anymore, because I'm here to tell you that all you have to do is wait for the rising sun. When those rays of sunlight come beaming in your bedroom window, my friend, you've just been given the chance at a new beginning. And that is the hope that I want you to come away with when you listen to today's episode. Now, as the title of today's episode explained, I'm actually going to be turning over today's show to my new AI co-hosts. Yes, my friend, I am sick, and therefore I am trying to do my best to save my voice by recording as little as possible. So what I did was I took all of my notes that I was going to use to record today's episode, and I fed it into a cool tool called Notebook LM. And what came out was something that I feel is totally entertaining, kind of mind-blowing, and honestly super useful. So after the intro, you're going to hear my AI co-hosts take over the show as they dive into this amazing topic today that I really and truly hope brings you hope to your life, that maybe gets you excited about starting fresh, starting anew, first thing tomorrow morning. With that said, my friend, I'm your host, Kevin Lowe, turning it over to the AI co-hosts inside of today's 360th episode. Welcome to Grit, Grace, and Inspiration. Hey, I'm your host, Kevin Lowe, and you are listening to Grit, Grace, and Inspiration.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. You know, it's funny how life throws curveballs. You know, Kevin was so excited to dig into this week's topic, but a nasty bug has him totally sidelined.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So we all wish him a speedy recovery, of course. But in true deep dive spirit, the exploration must go on.
Absolutely.
And thankfully, Kevin left behind some really incredible notes on this concept that's been resonating with him. The idea that each sunrise is a chance for a fresh start. To help us unpack all this, we have an incredible expert speaker joining us today.
Hi, everyone.
They're amazing at connecting the dots and finding the deeper meaning in things.
I try.
So
It is fascinating, isn't it? This idea that every day the world kind of hits the reset button and we all get to wake up to a brand new canvas. It seems pretty straightforward on the surface. But I think Kevin wanted to go beyond just the poetic imagery here.
absolutely. And to understand his perspective, we really need to start with Kevin's personal story. He lost his sight at 17. And in his notes, he talks about how that experience totally shifted his relationship with the sunrise.
That's such a powerful point. For most of us, sunrise is just this beautiful sight. But for Kevin, it became something so much more profound.
Yeah.
He talks about how, despite losing his sight, he could still feel the warmth of the sun on his skin every morning. It was this constant reminder that even in darkness, there was always this return of light, this promise of a new day.
It's like the sunrise took on a whole new dimension of meaning for him. It wasn't just about the start of a day, but a symbol of hope and resilience in the face of some immense challenges.
Exactly. And I think that's where this fascination with the fresh start concept comes from. He saw the sunrise as this tangible reminder that no matter what happened yesterday, there's always this chance to reset, to begin again.
I'm already seeing how this is more than just a motivational quote. It's rooted in a very personal and profound experience.
Right. And that depth is exactly what we're here to uncover. So diving into Kevin's notes, one of the first things that jumped out at me was this whole idea of daily resolutions.
Right.
He actually suggested ditching Those overwhelming yearly resolutions we all tend to make.
Oh, yeah.
And instead focusing on smaller, more manageable goals that we set each day.
That's an interesting twist on the classic New Year's resolution. What was Kevin's thinking behind that?
Well, he argues that setting these big sweeping goals for the entire year often sets us up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
They feel daunting and it's easy to lose momentum. But by breaking things down into these daily intentions, we create a sense of achievable progress.
Okay.
Each day becomes a new opportunity to take a small step forward.
So it's less about the grand gestures.
Yeah.
And more about the consistency of those daily actions.
Absolutely. And to make those daily resolutions stick, Kevin was a big believer in the power of morning rituals. He actually left behind a whole section in his notes, dedicated to different ways we can use the first few moments of each day to set the tone for a fresh start.
Okay, I'm curious. What kind of morning rituals was Kevin suggesting? Was he thinking meditation journaling?
Yeah.
Or something else entirely?
He was actually quite open-minded about it. He saw it as a very personal thing. For some people, it might be a quiet moment of reflection with a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
While for others, it might involve a more structured practice like yoga or gratitude journaling.
So it's less about the specifics of the ritual and more about the intention behind it.
Exactly. It's that conscious choice to start the day with a clear mind and a positive mindset. And this ties into another key aspect of Kevin's philosophy, this idea of viewing challenges as opportunities for growth.
Okay.
In his notes, he actually compares facing a challenge to the experience of witnessing a sunrise after a long, dark night.
That's a beautiful analogy. So does he say we should embrace the darkness because it makes the sunrise even more spectacular?
In a way, yes. Kevin believed that those difficult moments, those times when we feel lost or discouraged, are actually essential parts of the growth process. Just like the darkness precedes the dawn, challenges often precede breakthroughs.
So it's about shifting our perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of viewing those challenges as setbacks, we can see them as stepping stones on the path to something greater.
Exactly. And that shift in perspective is crucial for cultivating resilience and maintaining a sense of hope, even when things get tough.
This resonates with something Kevin said in his notes about finding hope even in the face of adversity. It seems like he was really trying to offer a way for people to navigate those difficult emotions that we all inevitably encounter.
Absolutely. He understood that life isn't always sunshine and rainbows.
Right.
There are storms, there are setbacks, there are times when we feel lost and overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But his message is one of unwavering hope. He reminds us that even in those darkest moments, the sun will eventually rise again, bringing with it a fresh wave of possibility.
This is powerful stuff. It feels like Kevin is guiding us toward a mindset where we can find strength and resilience in the simple fact that every day offers a chance to start anew.
Precisely. And that's where the power of this fresh start mentality really shines. It's not about ignoring the challenges or pretending they don't exist. It's about acknowledging them, learning from them, and then choosing to move forward with a renewed sense of purpose.
It seems like Kevin is placing a lot of emphasis on the power of choice here. It's not just about the sunrise happening. It's about us choosing to see it as an opportunity for a fresh start.
That's a great observation. He repeatedly emphasizes the importance of actively choosing our perspective. He even has this great line in his notes: the dawn doesn't care about what happened yesterday. It simply offers a new beginning. It's up to us to decide what we do with it.
So even when we're feeling stuck in the past, the sunrise is this consistent reminder that we have the power to let go and embrace a new direction.
Exactly. And that act of letting go of releasing the burdens of yesterday is essential for creating space for new possibilities to emerge. It's about recognizing that we're not defined by our past, but rather by the choices we make in each present moment.
It almost feels like he's encouraging us to step into each new day with a beginner's mind.
Yeah.
That sense of curiosity and openness to what might unfold.
You hit the nail on the head. That sense of beginner's mind is key. It allows us to approach each day with a fresh perspective, unburdened by the expectations or regrets of the past.
Yeah.
It's about rediscovering that childlike wonder in the simple act of waking up to a new day.
And speaking of approaching things with a fresh perspective, Kevin had some really interesting thoughts on how we can use the power of small steps to create lasting change.
Yes. He was a firm believer in the idea that big transformations often start with tiny, almost imperceptible shifts in our daily routines.
It's almost counterintuitive, isn't it? We're so conditioned to think that we need these big sweeping changes to make a real difference.
That's precisely the myth that Kevin was trying to debunk. He believed that focusing on small, consistent actions is actually far more effective in the long run. He even cited some research in his notes on the psychology of habit formation, pointing to studies that show how tiny changes repeated over time can literally rewire our brains.
So instead of aiming for that massive overhaul, it's about identifying those small, manageable actions that we can realistically integrate into our lives.
Exactly. It's about shifting our mindset from all or nothing to progress over perfection.
I like that.
And this ties back beautifully to his point about daily resolutions.
Right.
By focusing on small daily goals, we're essentially setting ourselves up for success. It becomes less about achieving some monumental feat and more about the consistent practice of showing up for ourselves each day.
So we're building momentum.
And there's a real beauty in that isn't there. It takes the pressure off the outcome and allows us to focus on the process. It's about finding joy in the journey of continuous self-improvement.
This is so insightful. I can see why Kevin was so passionate about exploring this concept of daily renewal. It's not just a feel-good philosophy. It's a practical framework for cultivating resilience, hope, and lasting positive change.
And it's a framework that's accessible to everyone, regardless of their circumstances. Whether you're facing a major life challenge or simply looking to create more joy and purpose in your daily life. This concept of the sunrise as a fresh start offers a powerful perspective shift.
I'm wondering, though, are there any potential downsides to focusing so intently on daily renewal? Could it lead to feeling like we constantly need to be on or striving for some unattainable level of perfection?
That's a great question, and it's one that Kevin actually addressed in his notes. He acknowledged that the pursuit of constant self-improvement can become exhausting if we're not careful.
So it's not about beating ourselves up for those inevitable missteps, but about extending that same grace and understanding to ourselves that we would offer to a close friend.
Precise. And he even suggested building in what he called rest days.
Okay.
Days where we intentionally step back from the pursuit of goals and simply allow ourselves to be...
I love that idea. It's almost like giving ourselves permission to just exist, to not be in a constant state of striving.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that true renewal isn't just about pushing forward. It's also about allowing ourselves to rest, recharge, and simply appreciate the present moment.
This has been such a thought-provoking conversation. I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on what it means to embrace a fresh start mentality.
Me too. And I think the beauty of Kevin's approach is that it's not prescriptive.
Yeah.
He's not dictating a set of rules, but rather offering a framework, a way of thinking that each of us can adapt to our own unique needs and circumstances.
So it's not about finding the one right morning ritual or setting some arbitrary number of daily resolutions. It's about the underlying mindset of approaching each day with intention, openness, and a willingness to embrace the possibilities that each sunrise brings.
Beautifully put, it's about cultivating a sense of hope and resilience that allows us to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with grace and a belief in our own ability to learn, grow, and create a life that feels truly fulfilling.
It's amazing to think that Kevin, despite facing such immense challenges in his own life, found such profound meaning and hope in something as simple as the daily return of the sun.
His story is a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of choosing our perspective, even in the face of adversity.
Well, on that inspiring note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into Kevin's thoughts on daily renewal. We all wish him a speedy recovery and look forward to having him back with us soon.
Absolutely. And to our listeners, we hope this exploration has sparked some new ideas and inspired you to embrace the potential of each new day.
Remember, every sunrise is a gift, a chance to reset, to step into the unknown with a sense of wonder and to create a life that aligns with your deepest values and aspirations. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep embracing the beauty of new beginnings.